the girlfriend of King Harris, the son of rapper T.I and singer Tiny Harris. Speaking out about her experiences with the Harris family has quickly become one of the most talked about topics on the internet this year. The situation has raised many questions. Is King Harris in more trouble than people originally thought? And how deep does this entire situation actually go? To understand what is happening now, we need to step back and look at the full story. From King Harris's upbringing and his early fame to his legal issues, family conflicts, and the controversies surrounding his relationships, every part of this story helps explain why his name keeps appearing in headlines. Clifford Joseph Harris III, better known as King Harris, was born on August 25, 2004 in Atlanta, Georgia. He is the son of rapper T.I, whose real name is Clifford Joseph Harris Jr., and R&B singer Tamika Tiny Harris. From the moment King was born, he was already part of one of the most well-known families in the entertainment industry. Growing up in the Harris household meant living a life that most people could only imagine. Cameras followed the family for years through reality television shows, interviews, and public appearances. Fame was not something King had to chase. It was something he was born into. His father, T.I, is widely recognized as one of the most influential rappers in Southern hip-hop. Over the years, he built a massive career as a rapper, actor, entrepreneur, and record producer. Meanwhile, King's mother, Tiny Harris, gained fame as a member of the successful R&B group Xscape, which became popular in the 1990s with multiple hit songs. In other words, King grew up surrounded by music, celebrity culture, and the pressures that come with public attention. He also grew up in a large blended family. King has several siblings and half-siblings, including Zanique Pullins, Messiah Harris, Domani Harris, and Deja Harris. Many of them are involved in music, entertainment, or social media as well, meaning the entire Harris family often finds itself in the spotlight. Because of this environment, King became familiar with cameras and public attention at a very young age. For many viewers who followed the family's reality shows, he was simply one of the kids growing up on television. But as King got older, he started trying to create his own identity outside of his parents' fame. In 2020, King began pursuing a music career under the stage name Kid Sion. Like many young artists influenced by Atlanta's music scene, he experimented with trap music and melodic hip-hop. He released early singles such as About That and Bad Intentions, which introduced listeners to his sound. In 2021, he followed up with an EP titled A Thin Line Between King and Apla, which included songs like Young, Wild and Reckless and Bust Down. These releases marked King's attempt to transition from being known simply as a celebrity child to being recognized as a recording artist. Later that same year, he released his debut project, Wild Rocker. Much of his promotion came through social media platforms, especially Instagram, where he frequently shared clips of his music and performances. King also made appearances in television and entertainment spaces. He appeared on the comedy show Wild 'N Out and made guest appearances on other programs, including Dish Nation. At that point, his career path looked similar to many other children of celebrities, a mixture of reality TV exposure, social media influence, and early music projects. However, around this time, the public began noticing something else about King Harris. Many of the headlines about him were no longer focused on his music. Instead, they were about controversy. One of the first widely discussed incidents happened in September 2022 at a Waffle House in Atlanta. A video circulated online showing King involved in a verbal altercation inside the restaurant. The clip quickly spread across social media platforms, and people began forming opinions about his behavior. For many viewers outside of the reality TV audience, this was their first introduction to King Harris. Unfortunately for him, it was not through music or positive publicity. It was through a viral conflict. His parents eventually addressed the incident publicly. They defended their son, but also acknowledged the challenges of growing up in the spotlight. Being a celebrity child often means that mistakes that might go unnoticed for others become major public conversations. King also developed a reputation for responding directly to critics online. Instead of ignoring negative comments, he often fired back at people on social media. While that approach gained attention, it also created more controversy. Things escalated further when legal issues began entering the picture. In August 2022, King Harris revealed on social media that he had been arrested. His mugshot circulated online, sparking immediate reactions from fans and critics alike. According to reports, the arrest was related to a minor traffic violation involving a seatbelt. For most people, that type of violation would simply result in a ticket. But King's reaction to the arrest is what caught people's attention. After the mugshot went viral, he posted on social media celebrating his return online. In one post, he wrote that the situation was only a minor setback for a major comeback. Many people were confused by the reaction. Critics questioned why someone who grew up with so many opportunities would appear to glorify being arrested. One social media user wrote that King had been born into wealth, but wanted to act like a street tough. Comments like that quickly spread across the internet. The most significant response, however, came from his father. T.I spoke publicly about his concerns regarding his son's behavior. Having spent time in federal prison earlier in his own life, the rapper made it clear that he recognized the pattern. He explained that if King continued moving in the same direction, prison could eventually become a reality. T.I admitted that he understood the mindset because he had once lived through it himself. He described his son as a good kid who might be chasing the wrong lifestyle. Unfortunately, the seatbelt arrest was not the only legal issue surrounding King. Reports later revealed that there had been a warrant for his arrest in Pickens County, due to a failure to appear in court. He was facing charges that included speeding, driving with a suspended license, and driving under the influence of drugs. This meant the situation was more serious than it initially appeared. Then, in October 2024, King Harris was arrested again in Dunwoody, Georgia. According to police reports, he allegedly pulled out of a gas station and nearly collided with a police cruiser. When the officer approached the vehicle, they reportedly detected the smell of marijuana. The officer also noticed that King had a firearm on his hip. He was asked to place his hands on the steering wheel while the officer checked his information. During the process, the officer discovered the outstanding warrant from Pickens County. Despite the seriousness of the situation, police reports noted that King was cooperative during the arrest. The officer removed the firearm without issue and placed him in handcuffs before transporting him to jail. 2 other individuals were in the car at the time, and authorities reportedly discovered small bags of marijuana during a search of the vehicle. While one of King's companions was cited for marijuana possession, they were not arrested. These incidents added to growing concerns about King's direction in life. T.I later stated publicly that he had already tried many methods of discipline while King was growing up. According to him, there eventually comes a point where a young adult has to learn from their own decisions. But legal issues were not the only source of drama surrounding King Harris. His relationships and personal life also began drawing public attention. In 2024, T.I revealed during a radio interview on Atlanta station, Hot 107.9, that King was expecting a child. The announcement surprised many fans. Shortly afterward, King's girlfriend, known online as Big Nana, gave birth to a baby boy in November. King celebrated the birth of his son by releasing a song titled Dear Son, dedicated to the newborn. The moment appeared to be a turning point that might inspire him to mature and focus on fatherhood. However, the drama surrounding his relationships continued. At the same time, the Harris family was facing other legal controversies and public allegations from various sources. Although many of those claims were disputed and some legal actions were dismissed, the controversies kept the family's name in headlines. Then came one of the most shocking moments involving King and his parents. In November 2023, a heated argument between King, T.I, and Tiny took place during an Atlanta Falcons football game. The dispute was broadcast live on Instagram. During the argument, King claimed that he had not grown up with the level of luxury people believed. He suggested that he had been raised primarily by his grandmother rather than by his parents. T.I and Tiny strongly disagreed with that statement in real time, creating a tense and emotional exchange that quickly spread across the internet. While T.I later described the situation as a normal family disagreement, many viewers saw it as evidence of deeper tension within the family. And just when things seemed chaotic enough, King entered another major controversy. In early 2026, he became involved in a public feud connected to his father's ongoing rivalry with rapper 50 Cent. The conflict reportedly escalated after 50 Cent posted an image of Tiny Harris on social media. King responded aggressively online, defending his mother and attacking 50 Cent. The situation quickly spiraled, with King posting controversial content that referenced 50 Cent's late mother. Many fans believed the comments crossed a serious line. King even released a diss track aimed at 50 Cent, further fueling the feud. T.I later admitted that he believed some of King's actions went too far, especially when his son wore clothing referencing 50 Cent's deceased mother. Even within the world of rap beef, many people felt that certain boundaries should not be crossed. Despite the controversy, King continued responding online and engaging in the feud. By this point, his name had become associated with a long list of controversies: arrests, family conflicts, public arguments, social media disputes, and rap beefs. Now, the situation involving his girlfriend speaking out publicly has added yet another chapter to the story. When someone close to King begins sharing their experiences in court or on social media, the public pays attention because there is already a history of drama surrounding him. King Harris is still very young, but his life has already been filled with intense public scrutiny. In just a few years, he has gone from a reality TV kid growing up in a famous family to someone constantly appearing in controversial headlines. His father once warned that continuing down the wrong path could eventually lead to serious consequences. The question now is whether King Harris will take those warnings seriously, because while social media controversies can come and go, the legal system operates very differently. Arrest records, court cases, and testimony are not things that can simply be deleted or forgotten online. For King, the situation may represent a crossroads. He can continue the path that has brought him repeated controversy, or he can step back and change direction before the consequences become permanent. His story is still unfolding, but every chapter so far has served as a warning sign. And if the people closest to him, his parents, his friends, and now his girlfriend, are all raising concerns in different ways, it might be time for him to listen. Only time will tell whether King Harris can turn things around, or whether the path he is currently on will continue leading him deeper into trouble. What do you think about everything happening with King Harris? Do you believe he can change his direction, or do you think the situation will only escalate further? Let me know your thoughts.